Finally have a Game 7 in the NBA playoffs. Game 7 between the Cavs and Magic goes today on Sunday. And it's ironic they're playing this Game 7 after the second round already began yesterday with the Minnesota Timberwolves beating the Nuggets in Game 1 of that round. But we finished the first round, pivotal Game 7, one of the best experiences in sports coming up today on Sunday. And it's an early tip-off at 1 Eastern. I've got your free analysis, side total, player props, everything coming up here in just a moment. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, breaking down your Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern national TV game between Orlando and Cleveland. They're getting it in early because they got to get one of the teams, the winner of this game, onto the second round, which has already begun. And historically speaking, home teams hold the edge here in Game 7. They've been a long-term winning play straight up. Not always as much against the spread, but this line is pretty cheap. It's around 3 right now. We saw it as high as 3.5, 4 briefly, but it looks like Jared Allen might not play for the third straight game for the Cavs, and I think that's why we've seen it come back down to -3. He is questionable. The All-Star center is questionable after missing the past 2 games. And keep in mind, he's been a very important player when he did play in this series. In fact, games 1 and 2 at home, he had 16 points in each of those wins. Then he had 15 and 21 in games 3 and 4, but he has not played the last 2 games. And overall, he is an important player, obviously, for this Cleveland team. However, if you dig deeper into the analytics this year with him on and off the court, you'll see where they've really been hurting is offensively. Cleveland's over 5 points per 100 possessions weaker without him on the court. They're only 1 point weaker per 100 possessions on defense. Effective field goal percentage is 2 points lower without. Defensively, only about 1 point better. So he is more of a threat offensively than defensively. That's another reason we've seen this point spread drop. And we've also seen the total drop a bit from 195.5. Even saw it as high as 196.5. Now it's down to 194. Wouldn't be surprised we start seeing some 193.5s. And that's because Game 7s have historically been very low scoring. Now, Ralph Michaels, my colleague at WagerTalk.com, did a great chart on this earlier this week on Thursday on Wager Talk Today and also the NBA Tip-Off Show. If you recall, on Friday's video, I showed you his Game 6 angles, which did quite well on Thursday and Friday overall. But he also has Game 7 total angle, and the under has been a long-term winner if you just blindly play the under in Game 7s. But if you look, what's interesting, in the first round, it's pretty much 50-50. In fact, in the conference finals and in championship finals, it's 11-1 to the under, 13-8 in the second round, but just 13-13 in round 1. So it works better as we get later in the playoffs. And the reason that is because quality teams, Class A teams, have a tendency to go under more. In fact, I gave you a free winner in the video yesterday in that Denver-Minnesota Game 1. I told you I didn't have an official best bet, but I would lean under, and that cashed. And one of the reasons is because it was 2 Class A teams. Game 1s also had that tendency, just like Game 7s. It's because it's do or die in Game 7. It ensures a focused effort. But this total has definitely been bet down lower because it's now 194. And if you look at this series so far, Game 1 we saw a total of 206.5, 205 in Game 2, then 202, 203 in Orlando, 202, 202 in Games 3 and 4 in Orlando, then 203, and then just 200.5 in that game the other night. And it landed at 199, but it could have been a little bit misleading. If you look at it, it landed at 199, barely stayed under by a basket, but the team shot very poorly from three-point range, only 25 and 30.5%. But once again, Game 7s do historically tend to be lower scoring on average. That's why we've seen a bump here on the total. As far as the side here, though, I do like Cleveland, even without Allen, if he doesn't go -3. This has been a home-dominated series. The home team is now a perfect 6-0 straight up. Now, Orlando did cover Game 5 on the road a couple games ago, so the home team is 5-1 against the spread, but a perfect 6-0 straight up. And with such a short number here, -3, if Cleveland wins, they're going to most likely cover. And I do think they win this game. They're the better overall team. When the series began, they were a -200 favorite. Of course, Allen being out has been a bit of a blow, and they've failed to cover the last 2 games. They did win at home. And keep in mind, Game 5, they had a 10-point lead after the first quarter. Felt like they were probably the right side in that game, and we did have a best bet on it that did not work out. But once again, that was a very winnable game against the spread as well, despite winning just straight up and not covering. Speaking of winning, my NBA playoff best bets have been fantastic this year. Baseball's been red hot as well. In fact, we cashed our one best bet last night on Saturday in MLB. We didn't have anything in the Denver game. I gave you that under lean free here on the video, but we did have a baseball best bet that cashed last night. Now 21-9, 70% all sports the last 15 days since the NBA playoffs began a couple weekends ago. 21-9 all sports, and I've got a powerful Sunday lineup, 3 best bets for Sunday afternoon. I do have a best bet in this Cleveland-Orlando basketball game and also 2 baseball best bets. Once again, all 3 are on the daytime card, basketball and 2 baseball, and you can make a 3-for-1 special. Each game is $25, or get all 3 for just $29. You're getting the second and third games for $2 each. If you've been waiting for a time to try out my All Sports All Access, Sunday's not a bad sampler. NBA playoff game 7 plus 2 afternoon baseball games. Each are $25, or get all 3 for just $29. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with promo code WT or shortcut code WT.buzz/SM. Speaking of promo codes, if you want the rest of the playoffs, I know many of you have gotten on board this week with that fantastic offer. It was $195. We bumped it down to $165, but if you use checkout promo code PLAYOFFS, you get it down to $135. Once again, it's $165 now on the website, but use promo code PLAYOFFS and you get it down to just $135. The rest of the NBA playoffs is Game 7, all of the second round, third round, and the fourth round still to come. But you got to use promo code PLAYOFFS to get that bonus $30 discount at checkout. Also, the last chance this Sunday to get the buy 7, get 11. It's a 7-day $99 package, and we throw in 4 more bonus days, 11 days for just $99, $9 per day. No promo code needed. That's all sports. Or, of course, the best deal, and I know many of you this week have taken advantage. Why not? If you're serious about making money and taking an investment approach every day for the next year, 365-day all access for just $3 a day with promo code SM365. It's the 1-year all sports. It's in the drop-down menu on the right-hand side. At checkout, use promo code SM365, and you get it down $800 instantly. Works out to just $3 a day, just about $1 a play for every college and pro football, college and pro basketball, and Major League Baseball for the next 365 days and nights. Be sure to use promo code SM365 for that instant $800 discount on the 1-year all access. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker, WT.buzz/SM. All right, on the way out, let's look at some bonus player props for you here, as I've been doing throughout the playoffs. Jared Allen, once again, is listed as questionable, so we got to stay away from him. I do think he's the key to this game, both on the side and total, perhaps. Let's look at Game 6. Cleveland's players that over-underperformed. I mentioned that Donovan Mitchell was a good look for an over prop. Well, boy, did he deliver 50 points in Game 6 the other night. Took 36 of their 86 shot attempts. And one of the reasons I like Mitchell, as I said in the video for Friday, was that he had good games 1 and 2 in the wins at home, but then he had 13 and 18, but he did bounce back with 28 in Game 5, 50 in Game 6. Once again, you got to expect if Cleveland wins this, as I think they do, he'll probably have another big game. His total, though, from 25.5 is now up to 29, 28.5, so 29. So obviously the value's gone, and if it is a low-scoring Game 7, which is often the case, might not be much value left with Donovan Mitchell, but I'm definitely not looking to fade him anytime soon. In general, I do think maybe some Orlando player props under makes sense. Once again, they're the underdog in the game. It should be the lowest scoring game of the series. And just looking back at games 1 and 2, Orlando, which they lost both of them, of course, at Cleveland, they only managed 83 and 86 points in each of those games. So they did struggle to score in the first 2 road games. Banchero is a guy that's been dominating, so I'm not, kind of like Mitchell, I'm not looking to short the superstar on the team. He had 27 points, went over once again. In fact, he has gone over 4 of the 6 games in this series. And if Orlando's going to win, he's going to have a monster game. I don't think Orlando wins this, so Banchero under 24.5 could be worth a look. But once again, I'm not in a hurry to short the superstar player. The guy I am looking to maybe fade, as I've done a couple times with success, is Franz Wagner, especially coming off a very good 26-point game. My only concern, though, is that he was only 1 for 5 shooting from 3, and he still got to 26 points. But he's been kind of a zigzag candidate. 18, 18, 16, 34, 14, 26. So he has stayed under this 19.5 in 4 of the 6 games and 4 of the other 5 before the big home game. In fact, games 4 and 6 at home are the only 2 times he's gone over. He has stayed under in all 3 road games. So if it's a lower scoring game for Orlando and they do lose, Franz Wagner might be a guy you look to fade under 19.5. But he did take a lot of shot attempts, which is a bit of concern in that last game. Carter Jr., 11 points. He was only 4 for 11 shooting and still got to 11 points. His total was 8.5. It's now 9. He's actually a guy you might want to look at an over for Orlando, but he's been very inconsistent. So once again, that's a little bit of a tricky call. Who else are we looking at here? Suggs had a big game in Game 6. He was 6 for 13 from 3 with 22 points. So Jalen Suggs is a guy maybe you look to fade here. He had 13 or less in 4 of the other 5 games before that breakout game, and his total's at 13. So actually, Jalen Suggs under 13 points, I think, is probably worth a look here on Sunday afternoon. Hey, comment below. Let me know what player props you like, side total thoughts, anything else you see in this Game 7. Include some analysis if you have time. Let's learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. I honestly believe we have the sharpest and smartest sports betting viewers right here on this free channel. If you want to keep it free, do me a couple favors. Once again, I mentioned commenting. I read all the comments. I reply back to 90%. Someone said, you don't reply to all of them. I try to, but I do read them all, and I reply back to the vast majority, time permitting. Thumbs up, like goes a long way as well. So comment, thumbs up, like, and make sure you are a subscriber. We're over 151,000 subscribers now. If you're not part of the family, click subscribe. And consider hitting the bell as well, so you never miss these free play videos. I put up the NBA playoff video every day, every game for the entire postseason. We're going to continue to do it. If you find it useful, comment below. Let me know if you want me to keep doing it, and I will. And also hit that bell if you want an instant alerts, each and every morning when this video goes live here on WagerTalk TV. Best of luck. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and X at Steve Merril. 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on Twitter and X. And don't forget, I also post free plays throughout the week on Instagram, so follow me on IG along with WagerTalk. And stay tuned right here to WagerTalk TV for more great content coming up in a moment, both baseball and basketball content all week long. And don't forget, if you want my powerful 3-for-1 Sunday special, NBA Game 7 best bet, 2 baseball best bets for Sunday afternoon. They're each $25, or get all 3 for just $29. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. But I really do recommend the direct subscription. I've got the Game 7 best bet for Sunday, but I've got advanced Monday and Tuesday NBA best bets for round 2 available right now as well. So I actually have 3 NBA plays loaded right now. So just another reason, get that direct subscription for the rest of the playoffs and get an instant $30 discount with promo code PLAYOFFS when you get the rest of the NBA season. And you also might want to consider baseball. It's been red hot along the way. 7 days, you get 11 days for the price of $7. $99 gets you 11 days. This Sunday's the last chance to lock that in. No promo code needed. It's on my page. Go below the best bets on the left-hand side. Check out my free daily baseball play. I do have a late afternoon free play at 4 o'clock Eastern for Sunday, so don't miss that. And then right below it is the buy 7, get 11 all sports special. Free plays every day. Check out Sundays on my page. And also, if you do want the Big Daddy, the serious investment approach, the 1-year special, be sure to use promo code SM365 at checkout for an instant $800 discount. Works out to just about $1 a play for the entire year of all sports, football, baseball, and basketball. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon here on WagerTalk TV.